Hello everybody, welcome back to my channel. My name is Becca. If you didn't know, I recently moved. I've got a couple videos on my channel regarding that, but we're in a new space. This is my new plant room and it's a covered patio. So it needs a lot of work and we're gonna start by cleaning up these floors. As you can see, they are pretty gross and they leave a lot to be desired. So this room was previously used as like a big dog kennel, I'm assuming. There's lots of evidence of puppies around, hair, paw prints, the works. It's all over the walls, it's all over the floor. So we just need to give this room a very thorough scrub. I'm first gonna vacuum it with my shop vac, and then from there I got a scrubber to scrub everything, like a hard bristle scrubber. So I'm gonna scrub the floors, the walls, everything that can be scrubbed is gonna be scrubbed. She's going to be thoroughly scrubbed. All right, honestly, not a lot came up on the vacuum. So I've got water and floor cleaner, and we are going to rough it up with my scrub brush. Hello, back for day 2 of cleaning up this plant room. And I rented a power washer with a floor cleaning attachment. Hopefully this will be the thing that we need to fix all of our problems. Oklahoma has red dirt, and that red dirt is just on everything. It's like infiltrated every crack of this place. I also needed to clean the filter on my shop vac. I've actually never cleaned that thing. And it was like scary in there because it wasn't sucking up the water very well. And I was like, what the heck? And then I realized once I opened it up that the filter was full, and so was the shop vac. So we had to wait like a while for that to dry, like probably a full 24 hours. Cue floor cleaning time lapse. Welcome to, I guess, day 3 of the plant room makeover. Starting the makeover. Prep work for the makeover. We went over to Lowe's today to get some paint samples because, as I mentioned, this room is going to be painted basically from head to toe. I'm going to be changing the ceiling color to white, the walls to hopefully yellow, and the flooring. Adam suggested green, and I was like, well, that's actually kind of cute. I think it'd be kind of fun, like nice contrast with the terracotta pots and stuff like that. So I picked up some samples for paint. There was really only one yellow that kind of stuck out to me, both online and in person, and it is Butter Up by Sherwin-Williams. I'm going to put this in a few different spots in here so I can see truly like how the color bounces off the walls and interacts with the light and everything. Wow. That is nice and bright. I love that. Also, I am planning on paint spraying this color on. I am hoping to just paint spray it so it's faster and just easier in general. And since this is basically an exterior space, it shouldn't be too big of a problem as far as like airflow, because I've got lots of windows and I can completely open up the front doors here, or the sliding glass door. So, okay, there is our color here. I mean, I already feel like this is gonna make like a huge difference in the light in this space. Let's go over to this side of the room, and then one more swatch on the back wall. Okay, so we're gonna live with those for probably like a day to see what the colors end up looking like dry. Now for the floor, I'm testing out Artichoke. It's a little bit of a darker green, but I am planning on having a light colored rug in here. It's kind of similar to my sweatshirt. Probably the exact same rug that I had in here before, like in my plant room in Colombia. Or I was considering getting a jute rug from Ruggable. My rug that I had before is a Ruggable, and I really, really like that it's washable. I just love Ruggable rugs in general. But it's extra helpful to have a washable rug in a space like this. But I do like jute. In my first iteration of my last plant room, I had a jute rug, and I just really, really loved it, but it just shed so much, and it just was getting old. So I ended up getting the Ruggable one, and then shortly after they came out with jute rugs, and I've been wanting to try one ever since. But anyway, this is a nice color. I like this. This is kind of what I was going for with my front door. When I painted my front door at the old house, I was kind of going for this kind of color, so good to know, Artichoke. And I think that it looks good next to the yellow. Like, I'm looking at the paint in here next to each other. I think they look good together. I'm really not a person that usually gets samples for paint, but I have been burned in the past from not doing it. So I decided to do it this time, but I feel like my instincts were right, and this is what I want to go with. So stay tuned. I'm gonna show them to you in a couple hours after they've fully dried. It's been a couple hours, and I think that I'm pretty sold on this. I put the green swatch up here just so I could see them like closer to each other. That obviously, that junction will be like down here. Daniel came in here and was like, wait, are you gonna be painting the ceiling the yellow? And I wasn't planning on it. I was actually planning on painting the ceiling white, but I might do a poll on Instagram to see what you guys think. Honestly, that kind of stuff is not my strong suit, like deciding what should be what color. I mean, honestly, I think the current color drench makes the room feel kind of flat. Like, everything is this color, like the trim, the walls, everything. And I feel like in my other plant room, the dimension, like the trim being a different color, really brought a lot of dimension. I need to do some thinking. I'm probably gonna put up an Instagram poll, so stay tuned. Okay, I've got everything prepped. This took such a long time to get all of the doors and windows taped off, and we will be painting in the dark, kind of. There is a light in here, but it's just the way that the day has gone. But I really need to get this done, so we're not gonna wait for daylight to do this. We're just gonna do it today. Welcome to my yellow sunroom. Oh my gosh, I'm so excited. It looks so good. It is such a lovely yellow, and it really does make such a difference in this space. Like, it looks so much bigger, not bigger, so much brighter. This morning I came in here and took an Instagram video, I guess, for my stories to show what it looked like in the morning with the morning light, and it was so pretty. It also helped me have a much better understanding of what kind of lighting we're working with. So that wall on the other side of you is actually going to be where we get the most direct light. That's where the sun, like the east sun, comes in. And then honestly, throughout the rest of the day, it's pretty much just ambient. It's really not a lot of light. So I think that we are going to be incorporating some grow lights in this room. I have so many, so I'm really excited to use them. I now need to paint the ceiling. I was about this close to painting the ceiling yellow just because I already had the sprayer loaded, everything, because I did another coat this morning on this wall. But that was 2.5 cans of paint to do this whole room, which is crazy. And I just feel like I'm gonna run out of paint right at the end of working on the ceiling. And I think that that would break me personally. Because I just don't want to shell out another like $50 for another can of paint. So we're gonna go with the original plan, which is white on the ceiling and rolling it. However, I do have an 18-inch roller, so it should go a lot faster. I've always wanted to use an 18-inch roller. I feel like this is gonna be a game changer for me. I'm pretty excited. They are much more expensive, which is annoying, but obviously it's like double basically what you would normally roll with. Since I last checked in, and we're back to do the final task. Well, not exactly the final task, but the final task before I can bring in the plants. So I haven't painted the window trim yet. That will happen, but it's just not like essential to finish that before I bring in everything. So I'm doing a quick sweep just to make sure the floor is, I don't know, as bare as it can be. There's so much like dried dust from the paint sprayer. For the green color, I went with artichoke, and I'm not gonna tape, I'm just gonna go along with my edge brush and hope for the best. The floor is painted. It looks so good. What's so funny? The final task for this video is going to be painting the trim, and this paint line is freaking crisp, you guys. If only I was leaving the trim this, I would not have to worry about the paint line. But anyway, I am going to be painting the trim white to match the baseboards. Something that I was kind of putting off for this project though is this back wall. All of this is like vinyl, like what your windows are made out of. Like it's basically that same material. And I don't really know what that process to paint it would look like. I do know that if I painted it, like it could very easily be scratched off, so it's not gonna wear very well. If you have any tips of what I should do, maybe just priming it with like a really good like sticky primer will be the move. But I'm interested to see what you guys think I should do, and like if anybody has any advice on that, because I want it to like last, obviously, but I don't think it makes sense for that to be the old like gray color. What I'll probably do is paint it white, just maybe for some extra light reflection, and also it basically is all just trim around the windows. So yeah, if you have any experience with painting that, let me know. I'm very intrigued to see what you guys say. And again, if it doesn't come across like clearly what I'm talking about, it's this part of the windows. Like it's the metal plasticky part of the windows. Okay, I just finished painting the trim on this window, and I decided I'm gonna stop at this one, for the windows at least, because you can barely even tell that I painted it because the window casing, it takes up like so much real estate on this window, and I don't really want to continue until I know how I can paint the window casing. If I can paint the window casing. If I can't, then I'm still gonna paint this trim white for the other windows, but I would rather just paint the casing and the trim all at one time because it is kind of annoying to do the lines. But the door is going to be painted entirely white. I don't know what I'm gonna do for the like door. I might make it green because I have lots of the green paint left and not very much of the white. I also have a lot of the yellow left. So tell me if I should paint the door yellow, green, or white. What would you say? White would probably make the most sense because I feel like doors usually match the trim, but I don't really care about being like exactly super traditional in that. We will regroup on the window casings. All right, friends, that is the end of this video. I hope that you enjoyed seeing the transformation part 1 of my new plant room. This space is gonna be so cool. I already know it. It's gonna be so awesome. I'm really, really excited to challenge myself in new ways with grow lights, with new ways to hang plants and all of that kind of stuff. This is gonna be just a truly transformed space. So thank you for watching part 1. Stay tuned for part 2 where we bring the plants back in. They need a lot of care. They've been in boxes for like a week. Come back next week for more planty content in my new space. I will see you in the next one. Bye. I almost waved like my daughter. She does this. Bye.